section needs to be taken out. Sorry about that.
This?
Okay, hello everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
This is
Correct.
day
Yeah.
two of our
Sorry.
budget work session. Let's start, before we officially start the meeting, let's do our invocation and our pledge. Mr. Hart, would you lead us in?
Oh, well, Heavenly
Thank
Father,
you.
we thank you for this beautiful day, Lord. We thank you for the rain we have received. We thank you for our county government and all the folks that work so hard to be responsible with the taxpayers' dollars and to give us a good product for their investment. We ask you to bless this day, forgive us of our sins. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, then we'll do our pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I will officially open our budget session day two. First of all, I gotta have the clerk establish who's here, please.
Commissioner Blakemore, Mark is absent. Commissioner Askew,
Here.
Chairwoman James,
Here.
Commissioner Hart.
Here.
Commissioner Wilson will mark him.
Okay, great. Our first presentation today is Mrs. Stephanie Watkins from the Economic Development Authority, Director of. Well, take it away.
Yeah, I just want to start by mentioning there's a section here for the summary of the general fund on page 30 that is incorrect. Just ignore that little block in the middle of the page. We're on page 29, and first we can go ahead and talk about the Development Authority. So this is a separate authority that we are the fiscal agent of. So there's a lot of projects going on. So there's been a large increase in your department, but it's outweighed with revenue that we've received. So no really cost to the general fund on this. So kind of a net neutral. If you want to talk any more about that, you can.
Well, just for those that are new or going to be new, so I do wear two hats. I'm the Economic Development Director for the county, and I serve as Executive Director for the Development Authority. And as Christian said, the county is the fiscal agent for the Development Authority, so that's why those dollars are included in here, but it does not affect the general fund. We manage that ourselves as the Development Authority. So I won't speak more to that. I don't know if you want me to go ahead and get into the general fund.
Yes.
That is for, I manage that as well. If you take a look there, beginning on page 30, and it goes to 31, there really isn't much increase in the budget this year. So there are a couple of items that come to mind. The technical contractual services is remaining the same, as well as dues and fees. And those two line items cover the contracts that we have with the Northwest Georgia Joint Development Authority and the Southeast Tennessee Development District. They provide services to us, and that comes out of the economic development budget. The only increase, if you will, is very slight, and that is just covering the cost of living adjustment. That's the request there. I do have some information for you all to kind of tell a little bit. I know Chairwoman Team shares this information, so that this is just the stats for the department. Again, what I do covers both. So, yeah, I need to give Lisa one. You can have that. I'm good.
Sure.
So, yeah, because I don't just. Again, to go over kind of the stuff that I work on and what I do for the county, just work with our existing industries on any potential expansions and growth that they may have and ensure that they're doing well. The two industrial projects, one of those is our Pilgrims project that I'm continuing to work on that we located last year. So really excited about that. The One Georgia Rural Innovation Fund that I have managed, we'll be closing that out. I should get the closeout letter later this year as well. And that was for the Ridgeland High School Ag Pavilion. So, but we manage those funds. They flowed through our office as well for economic development. And then I said I manage a database of available industrial properties. That's what you see there, the property listings and that are on there. And then the Development Authority does have 2 industrial parks that are publicly owned that we work to do. So you can see all the conferences, meetings, workshops that I attend on behalf of the county and represent for economic development purposes. So again, back to the budget part, a lot of the things that you see on here, conferences and things that I go to, since it does cover both the county, and I represent the county and the Development Authority, a lot of those line items do come out of the Development Authority budget. So that is why there's more in that budget as far as line items. And you'll see for travel, training, and all those things, it does come out of the Development Authority budget instead of the general fund.
And your salary is covered 75% by the Development Authority.
Yes, the Development Authority does reimburse the county 75%
Salary and benefits.
salary and benefits. Yes, it's for the work that I do for both.
Yeah, she's one person shop.
But I have a team. I work with y'all. Again, like I said, we partnered the Northwest Georgia JDA as a great partner. Our state partners, our regional partners as well, of course, and with your all support of this board and the Development Authority Board, we get a lot done.
Yep.
So, we're good. Good team.
Good things.
Does
Good things
anybody-
happening.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions other than that?
Just for Marcus and Randy, so it's confusing to some people that the JDA is in the same building with the Walker County Development Authority. To point out that they're different entities, y'all probably know that, but just they do work together a lot, and I appreciate that relationship that they do have.
We do. And the JDA does more of the marketing arm for the region as a whole for all the counties that they represent. And so, like I said, they are a great support and partner. So do well for our county.
All right. Anything else you would like to add, or Christian, is there anything else we need to know?
Nope, pretty quick, easy, and
No, that's an easy one.
decreasing. So
That didn't hurt at all. That didn't hurt at all.
I try to
Well,
do
Stephanie,
well.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
Stephanie.
Thank you. Prepared.
Yeah.
thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
I appreciate
afternoon.
you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for the opportunity to serve. I really do enjoy what I do and appreciate it.
It shows.
So,
You're good at it.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I look forward to working with you. Thanks.
Well,
See if Billy's out.
we could talk about records if Billy's not here.
Yeah, let's do that. That's
Josh
So that's the
Hazelwood.
next page on 32. I doubt so. Is it? It's actually not him. He's not till 10. We've got to call Bailey,
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
and I don't know if she ever responded to me. So let's go ahead and talk about records. She did not respond to me yet.
Oh, thank you. Perfect. Oh, thank you.
We'll go ahead and do page 32. So this is records department. There were a lot of changes to the budget last year just to get it to actuals. When we started looking at it, we realized it needed a little bit of adjustment on the budget side. This year, we're just looking at a $3,500 increase in expenditures, and that's mostly due to personnel, changing that COLA. And then a little bit more in some expenditures he's had, like computer services, copy expense, and telephone. That was not prior, didn't have a budget enough to match the expense.
And this is Jason.
Josh.
Josh
Sorry,
Hazelwood.
Josh Hazelwood, Records Department Director. So he's, again, another one-person shop that does all that by himself. And at some point, we'll have to consider space for him. And I don't know if that looks like a bigger space or if we entertain the idea of a scanning project, which can get pretty costly. I do believe there are some grants out there for scanning projects, so that will be something we look at next year. So this budget time next year, we may be talking about that.
Yeah, I would highly recommend that. That paper records are going to degrade.
Yep.
And the one time you need that one record, you need to go for it, and it's
Yeah.
in a status that you can't use
Right.
it.
That was a comment I was going to make as well, because that we got a good records department with a climate control now.
Yeah.
We moved everything that was in attics.
Yeah, I know.
It's in good climate control, but the space is going to run out.
Yep.
And rather than to try to build more, I think you're dead on it.
Yeah.
It needs to be digitized.
Yeah.
And then you've got room, there'd be enough room in that area
Yeah.
for the lifetime.
Yeah.
If to continue to store even the digitized information in a climate controlled, safe environment, secure.
I've seen the project done. We did it at the FBI. Our warehouse in Alexandria, Virginia, is huge, and it was all records back from the 20s, all the way to today, every case, everything. And we brought in a team, and they digitized it. And it took a while, but they did it. And that's exactly what happened, is that just freed up the space, as opposed to buying new space or building addition onto that space.
Probably still using that same area.
We are. And then while there was a front end cost to it with that, the back end of it was much easier to assimilate into the budget than other, even though the Bureau has a lot of money. But that's the way to go, in my opinion.
Well, space is money. And
Yep.
if you want to try to conserve money, then you conserve your space.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk about that probably next year.
Sure.
So
Great
the
idea.
records that y'all digitized, once they're digitized, did you dispose of them?
Yes.
They have to be
Yep.
destroyed.
They were destroyed.
And there is a legal way to do that.
Yeah.
to
And I had to have
document.
2 agents. I had to give up 2 of my agents on one of my squads to go and handle the security for those while we were
Yeah.
destroying them and all of that. Yeah. But, I mean, when you have records all the way back to the 20s, and they degrade because they're in boxes all up together, and then bugs get in them and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
we didn't want to lose that historical, perspective from the Bureau with that.
Well, they
paper.
can burn too. You
Yeah.
know, of course, the part of our documents, as you said, are in a, I don't know what you call it, a burn-free room.
Well, I would say they're in a very climate controlled and secure environment. It's a metal
Yeah, I've
structure
been
with a
Yes,
I've been
yeah.
an insulation. You've been in there. It's a foam insulation. It does have a retardant in it.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, to say it's burn proof, but it's pretty. They're pretty safe.
Yeah.
And Josh does a really good job.
He does.
The time that myself and Major Freeman were there looking for some old case stuff, and he knew exactly where and what, and that was
He go right to it.
he did a great job. So he's to be commended for that. He's very personal and does a good job.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He does do a good job for everyone.
We will be having this conversation again tomorrow with Carter Brown.
Yes.
He made a big request that he's behind on a lot of digitizing for the clerk of court records. So that'll probably come up too tomorrow.
Where do they store?
I think at the courthouse,
Yeah,
and
they're-
then they might have some storage in the magistrate.
I think so.
The old magistrate building?
Magistrate
I
office.
think
Yeah.
they're trying to move out of it, but they
Downstairs.
were storing it all, a lot of it in the courthouse.
And
Upstairs, wasn't it?
Putting a lot of load in there.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. We have to worry about his heavy shelves
Right.
on the flooring.
Just to inject something real quick. So we keep talking about digitizing and getting moving forward. So we have, I guess, slower speed scanners, or you mentioned something about a high speed scanner. So what would it look like to look at purchasing like a scanner and even, I don't say hire an employee or create, but you just about have to have somebody trained to use it and just kind of do it. I wonder what that would look like in the future, because like you said, we've got all of our records, which have been, and then there's just other stuff that could
There's
be
options, like there are companies that you can
just come in.
contract with
I
and
got
just do that. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Or you put the money out to buy your own high-speed scanner.
And it's very
And
expensive.
you do dedicate staff for that. I haven't priced it in a long time. The last time I priced one, it was like $30,000. It was pretty up there. But you own it.
Basically one time.
Yeah, you'd be using it from now on.
But,
yeah.
For the mass,
But it's a continual.
digitize
Yeah.
everything, and then after that,
You have-
our records now should be, what we're doing now
that should be the process. That's right.
digitized.
Yeah. And every department, any department could use it.
Yeah, that's cool. Is they could, because like planning and zoning, they have to keep a lot of those records, from requests and stuff for so long. So just like I said, I think it's a great idea to kind of try to figure that in somewhere
Yep.
in the very near future.
My 400 open records request, it would be helpful.
Yeah.
Well, and if the
It's hard to
machinery,
go through paper files
Yeah.
to find the information. And like going back with people, they don't understand when they're wanting all of the records for Macklemore.
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah,
How many to dig and try to find, and they want every piece of paper, every email, everything.
Yeah. You know, that's, if you, like I said, it may, and I don't know, you know, here again, we're talking budget.
Yeah.
And so that's why, I mean, it just seems that's popped up in a couple of different conversations already, you know, the digitizing, and it may be worthy of looking into, if nothing else, maybe starting that process of purchasing a machine and when, you know, starting to train a few people on it ourselves and not have to hire, I don't know, but
Yeah.
maybe
And where to
worth,
put it is
be
my
worthy
next
looking
question.
into, at least to see if it was something we could squeeze in versus, you know, and get it started versus putting it back for another.
And the good thing is there are counties that have done this, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
has done this. They
Oh, yeah.
received a grant.
You can learn from them.
We can learn from them.
Yes,
There's no
yes.
reason to do it our own way if
Agreed.
they've done it.
Exactly.
Mecklenburg County in North Carolina, I know did this. As Charlotte, I know they did that, and I've touched base with them on some other things, just trying to get a better feel for how Mecklenburg County is the #1 rated county in the United States. They have an association of counties, and Mecklenburg is #1. #2 is Palm Springs.
Oh, interesting.
I reached out to them just to see if I could come up and visit,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
you know.
I'm sure they would.
And so I know that they've done that.
Mhm.
And so that would be something to do, is to reach out to someone who's gone through this project. What was the good and what was the bad, and
Yeah.
how did you do it? And
Right.
if you did it again, how would you do it again?
Yeah,
You know?
those are the best questions.
Very good.
Any word from Bailey?
No, I haven't received text back from her. We can try calling her.
Well, she may be, I mean, she would be texting, I think, if she's available.
What's next then?
Billy,
Billy is
and-
next,
Yeah.
but he is not until 10. So we can discuss revenues. We printed revenues for the general fund. It was in a separate packet.
Yeah.
I just think it would be a good activity to go through the revenues so y'all can see kind of what we are receiving and where we can make changes if necessary. So I went through.
Well, let me get on.
Let's get, where's that? Well, I don't know which
That's
packet.
a separate
It's probably behind
paper.
that.
It says general fund revenue.
You want me to?
That's a transformer. Somebody's been.
I hear that in my neighborhood on
Yeah.
a regular basis.
My stuff's so bad at it.
Yesterday when I was.
We have an extra copy.
I got my
Here, can I see that?
yeah, and I've got a whole other stack of that in my.
Yeah.
I see they're all out of.
You look like about that time, she was in this big truck.
I probably got it.
And I heard,
That's the one we're looking for. If you got it, if you don't, we'll share it.
You got another one?
I couldn't.
let's
Yeah,
go past that corner too sharp and I told
yeah,
him,
we got
copies.
places.
All right.
Wait.
that bad is, and he's like,
Yeah.
I got my license 10 minutes ago, and I just lost my truck.
Okay.
you know,
Thank you.
I heard about.
I know, that's
People do the right thing.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
That's right.
So on revenues, I went through and tried to look at prior activity and see if I could get revenues to match the activity and what I expect will be changes. And the difference so far is an increase of 150,000 in revenues. And I was very conservative about a lot of them just because I want to make sure that we're accurate and we're not setting ourselves up to collect less than we budget for. So I did reduce property taxes. We normally collect about 14 million, and so I brought that number back down to about what we collect for general property taxes. And there was a change in how pilots were accounted for. Normally, if a company like Roper would pay us, in the past, they just put that directly to property taxes in that line item to down from property taxes. And I've actually moved that to the pilot payments, which is going to be on the last page 3, increase in 720,000. So
Is that just to identify that figure better? Put it in its own category?
yeah, so it's a pilot, and it needs to be recorded in a pilot revenue. So I just pulled it out of property taxes where it normally was. Then,
Then how is it used from that column to property taxes? How does it,
so,
how do we access?
it's a payment in lieu of taxes.
Yeah,
So it's, according to the Uniform Chart of Accounts, we should code that into a different revenue. So there's not, you see a huge $686,000 decrease. I just wanted to make y'all aware of why that was moving down.
So before we leave the property tax thing, and you said something, we take about 14 million off property tax.
Yes,
And that's been consistent since about 2017,
yes.
plus or minus a small percentage. But in the general property taxes, you have 29,000 listed. So explain to me, or well, you don't know over here. Hold a minute. Those numbers are higher than 14 million. So
Where?
on the top line.
Oh, I
First
see.
line.
Yes, so that includes all the property taxes. So TAV tax, everything else,
So
not just
understood.
not just
That's what I
millage
thought,
rate,
but I want
yeah.
to make sure I understood that. So the actual take off property tax is about 14 million for all the residential and commercial businesses in the county.
Yes, yes.
That's okay. That's
And then
what I
you
thought.
have different types of like vehicle tax.
Right, that
Yeah.
makes up the difference.
Yes.
That's what, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was right. I just want to understand.
And we should have said the names of the.
Yeah, I thought that's.
It's all good. So the increase of 100,000 is the prior year property taxes. We collected a little bit more in the past. It's 25. We collected 1.2. The FY26 numbers have been corrected. They were wrong. It's flip flopped. So we've fixed that. I've done some small changes. The lost payments. There was an increase on, what is this, 3? That's the motor vehicle, is the $3.8 million.
The 6.4 is the local auction sales.
So 6.4 is what we collect in local option sales tax. So that's the penny we receive that we split up with the cities. Is the insurance premium tax. So we collect insurance premium tax of $5.1 million. And that is a property tax because it is on your insurance bill. So it's included in that section. Then we go into charges for services, increase of $81,000. Fines and forfeitures, an increase of $5,000. Intergovernmental revenue stayed the same. Investment income, a decrease in $150,000. And I'll explain that a little bit because there's been a little bit of talk about, we moved to regions, we were getting more interest. So what we did is when I prepared this budget last year, I was going off numbers where we had more money in the bank because we had the $10 million before we paid off the loans, the bonds that we had. So if you have $10 million in cash, you're going to be making a lot more interest on it. So when we paid that off, we started collecting less interest. We did go out to get better interest rates. And so our interest is doing better than it would have been doing. But I think that a reduction of $200,000 in that account is going to be more realistic.
Yeah.
Let's see. $34,000 decrease in licenses and permits. We haven't been seeing as much alcohol licenses revenue as I thought. So we reduced that by $30,000. The rental income, it had a significant increase. And that's due to the pilot that we discussed earlier. The other financing sources, just a small increase of $18,000, but that was never budgeted for. So I think we need to start budgeting for that.
It's the sale of assets.
Asset sales, yes.
What was that again?
Sale of assets. So when we sell a piece of equipment,
Like
we have bills or
we're doing
costs.
Saturday.
Yep. And that's, y'all have any questions about revenue?
Yeah, I can sort of send this with the typos. I just did it this morning. So
Okay. All right. We can try to call Bailey, I suppose, and see if she's available for animal services.
Yeah.
Where's our speaker that oh, there it is. I guess it wouldn't work on your phone anyway, unless it's Bluetooth.
So her page starts on 66. And we can, I guess if I don't get a hold of her, we can still discuss it.
Yeah, we need to work. Keep on the working. Except for you. But we can get them back.
Telephone number 4.
All right. So we can just start with her departments.
So
So,
you're gonna be Christian and baby.
yeah. Like I was
There we go.
heard this yesterday. All right. So the animal services in the past was one department. 66. The department was split in two as of animal control versus the animal shelter. When it was the animal services, it was budgeted, we were spending about $1.1 million. In last fiscal year, we did put the budget at 875.
For both.
For both.
Okay.
I think we were trying to see how it kind of worked out, but the expenditures are not decreasing.
Okay.
So the current proposed is 1.2, which is a very significant increase of 39%, $343,700. And so this includes a 6% increase in personnel for animal control, a 24% increase in personnel for animal shelter,
And you filled
and
positions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, I was saying we filled positions is what that was.
yes, yeah, we had budgeted for vacancies.
Mhm.
So basically, when you budget for a vacancy, you're budgeting that there won't be anybody to fill that role for the budget cycle. Then for operating, 34% on animal control and a large 260% on the animal shelter. And a big portion of that is going to be the supplies, the spay and neuter, the voucher program. Vet fees are going up and we're spending a lot more at the vet. So
Isn't the voucher program paid by the donation fund?
it is, but it still has to show up as an expense.
Okay.
So even though we receive that revenue in, the expense side has to be in this budget.
Okay, gotcha. So no matter what we did, we still came up with over $1 million budget. From last
That
year.
that is, if we take all the expenditures and
24.
not cut them and say, this is what we think it would take to run the animal shelter at 100%, it would be 1.2. And the animal control.
Yeah. Last year we did 875,
Yes.
and Bailey warned that probably wouldn't do it because she knew from years past it's always been approximately $1 million, and she was right. It still remains to be $1 million.
Yeah, last year it was a little over 1.1. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
What are their major expenses? What eats up their money?
so personnel
Obviously.
is a big portion.
Yeah.
And then you have in the animal shelter, you have all the medical fees, the spaying and neutering, the
Have y'all been up there?
I haven't, I've been, but it's been a while since I've been. I ain't been up. Y'all done some remodeling and stuff, did you?
Yeah, a little bit,
I haven't been
yeah.
up there since.
It's still the basic frame, and there's, couple hundred animals in there.
Yes.
And until we reduce that number, we cannot reduce this bill because all those dogs have medical issues. They have to have vaccinations, obviously, when they come, and all of them are spayed or neutered at our cost before we adopt them out. So we keep them, we feed them, we vet them, and try to adopt them, but there's just so many.
Are there alternatives to having it under a government services privatization of it?
Yeah,
Is
there's-
that something that,
There are a lot of options
Yeah.
we should talk about.
yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. How many, you probably don't know this off the top of your head, but do we have a significant number of calls to animal control for stray dogs? I would suspect that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
a
That's
lot.
pretty much what they do.
Yeah.
They work with codes enforcement real closely, which ironically, sometimes the call for the animal brings out the
Or
codes,
vice
brings
versa.
out the police.
Yeah,
Because the animals control folks can go into places that the codes can't go into or the sheriff can't go into unless probable cause.
Mhm.
So they all work together very closely and produce good work when they have to be there. But generally, it's dogs running at large, overpopulation of cats, a lot of hoarding issues, things like that.
yeah.
And what about, since we're talking about that count, what about, the animal shelter, our cities in the county use that as well, don't they?
They do, because they don't have
What
their
type
own.
of
Intergovernmental
governmental
agreement.
agreement do
We
we
don't
have
have
with
one.
these cities?
We don't have one. That's another thing we should probably look at. I think one existed a long time ago.
Mhm.
You may remember
I
that.
believe it did.
So basically, the
Where they
cities
pay
are
us.
using the shelter.
Yeah, but
Free.
they don't pay us now.
It's a benefit to our cities.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 911 that we talked about yesterday. Everybody uses 911, but no one
Yes.
pays for it.
Mhm.
It all
Most
comes
cities
out of the
We're losing $800,000.
Yeah.
Feel like that cost should be shared amongst.
That's
But that's a
Annette and
political-
Christian's big plight this year to talk
I
about
mean,
that.
it's really, I mean, it's a fact though. I mean, if everybody's eating off the plate, everybody chips in. I mean, that's
Right,
just
and-
kind of the way it works.
The 911 fees are tied to legislation, so if they're not currently funding our 911 department, and if something were to change in legislation where we lose those, we're in trouble. And I think making a small step towards doing that would be very good for the county.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. No, you go.
So you mentioned we're kind of getting off the animal shelter, but you mentioned the 911 center. So what percent of that is funded off your phone bill? You talked about that yesterday.
So I think it's 1.2 in revenue, and then the general fund is kicking in 8.
I don't
So
know
that's
the
a
percentage,
60-40.
though.
Well,
Like on
just
our phone bill.
60 on a phone bill. I think it's very minimal, like $1 a month or something.
But what I'm saying is,
What percentages of that collection is into the pot? What is that producing?
60% of the operating cost of
60% of operating, okay.
Yeah.
Off the 1 cent,
off the fee, I don't know what the
what
fee
is
is.
the,
on phone
what is
bill.
the,
I
is it
don't know.
1 cent?
I think it's a $1 a month or something
A
like
dollar?
that.
So are you saying that does not pay for the 911 expense?
No,
Right.
it does not.
Pays for 60% of it, so,
Let me go.
I'm clarifying a
first.
lot for the camera too.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
people follow along.
yes, ma'am.
So 911. So yes, we're transferring 700. Sorry, I misspoke. And the 911 fees generate about $1.29 million. So a little bit more than 60. Probably closer to 65%.
And you're sure that fee is $1 a month? Is that-
No, I'm not sure on that. That is just an
So
estimate.
that would be something to look at, is that?
Do you
So what, yeah, could possibly, yeah.
Yeah, do you
For
mind?
the cities.
65% is the.
Hit them,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
for
I
that,
did
For the balance,
the balance,
the 40%.
that's exactly right.
So she's going to Google and see what the fee is on a phone bill. But that goes to the state. The state collects it, and then they remit it to us monthly.
It's $1.50 monthly surcharge.
150.
That's close. That was
$2.50.
Yeah.
We'll cover
close.
it, or if we charge the cities, we can pick up a portion, or both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Needs to be funding itself, for
I
sure.
think Mr. Veazey had a good idea. In this situation, we could use that same idea of looking at what other counties do.
Yeah.
And see how they operate with that. Do you have a different idea?
I can tell you what Whitfield does. So
What do they
What do
do?
they do?
the same thing we're doing currently.
How many cities do they have though?
Catoosa's got 2, just Fort O and Ringgold.
Right.
Whitfield's got Cohutta, Varnell, Tunnel Hill, Dalton.
Yeah.
But really just
Dalton.
Dalton.
Yeah, it's really Dalton.
So
So they,
So in Whitfield, they do the same thing that we're currently doing now with our animal shelter.
no, we're talking about the.
911.
911. Oh,
Animals, that's different.
because there's Whitfield County has the animal shelter right at the road department, I know.
I thought it was under the, so I think the animal shelter is under at that same area, but then the animal control portion is under the sheriff's department and Whitfield. And I think that at Catoosa, they're both in the same building as animal shelter and animal control. I don't know how those are funded other than general fund. And I think they're
like us.
they're pretty costly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not.
and they're at their landfill. Catoosa's.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's a good discussion.
Yes. I guess we could take a break unless you have something else you want to continue with, another department or
No.
something? Or,
No.
all right, we'll take a
Do-
break.
Do y'all have any questions about
Yes.
Bailey's budget first before we jump off?
Well, just to add, and there's been a lot of discussion about the new ordinance,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the previous chairman and this chairman both, and the previous board and this board both. We've been working on this for almost 3 years, I think, and that's the driving reason for doing it is because so much of the strays that we deal with are consistent litters of dogs and cats that we have to deal with that cost the taxpayers of Walker County a lot of money.
Right.
So some people are upset about it, I understand that, but we're just trying to get this 1.2 million down to
A reasonable
a
number.
reasonable number.
So
So,
the fee for the newly adopted spay neuter program goes into the budget for the animal shelter, or does it go into the general fund? How does that work?
All revenue right now that is general fund like that goes into the general fund. We don't separate revenue out by department yet. We are looking at doing that so we can see, hey, codes is bringing in enough to cover their budget, and then animal shelter is only bringing 100,000, and you can kind of look and see that difference.
but 2 years from now, hopefully, Randy, our goal our joint goal is to see these number of animals that are going in there decline greatly, which takes out of our budget.
Right.
It's just, if we got half as many dogs and cats to deal with that are strays, obviously our budget's gonna go down.
Right.
Well, and I'd like to add, Madam Chair made a great point about that, is when that shelter was built, it was built for X amount of animals.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to look at some of that on the backside as well, because these fees are not going to offset the total cost. We know that. We know that 100%.
That ultimately was not the
Right.
intention anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's to help. It's to help.
Yeah.
with
Bring
a
attention
tool.
and awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
But we do need to look at and have some discussion on procedure, space, and some of that, because like I said, I think it does, in the sense of trying to do the right thing and working hard, but we just kind of it's a balloon and it just keeps getting bigger. And
I reviewed 50 states, different counties in all 50 states, and their regulations on this. To a T, were exactly what most, except for LA County. LA County, if you have a dog picked up and it's not spayed or neutered, it's a $200 fine. Next time it's $400. Next time it's $800. It cascades up.
that's what it needs to be.
Yeah. So we're exactly in line with everybody else out there that's fighting this problem. And I can tell you from a law enforcement standpoint, having gone out with the Bureau and also with the Walker County Sheriff's Office, is a huge problem.
Yeah, it's
It's everywhere.
It is
everywhere.
everywhere. And as my youngest son said one time, this is the doggiest place I ever seen in my life.
Well, there just haven't been any controls in
Right.
place. So.
Right.
Now, each city does have their own control officers, but they do use our shelter. They have a temporary service or temporary caging at the cities, usually at the police departments, but they don't keep them like we do. So they store them or keep them there for a minute, and then they bring them to the shelter when as soon as they can.
And what city was that?
All the cities.
Also.
Mm-hmm.
And as it is right now, there's no fee that we charge the cities for that
Correct.
service.
That's correct.
So I know Lafayette's got that under control.
Mm-hmm.
And Rossville,
Mm-hmm.
it's Chickamauga.
Lookout Mountain.
Yeah, look at my Chickamauga. Do
Do they not?
I don't, not that I'm aware of.
I don't
Animal
think
control.
so.
No,
Oh, okay, so
I
Chickamauga does not have.
I
don't
believe
think
so.
they do, but I can't. I could be very wrong there. But you.
I don't ever remember seeing one, but
Okay.
Everybody, the whole county uses it though.
There's somebody that, yeah, I'm not debating that by no
no,
means. There's some process, maybe their codes guy that does it
Might be.
and calls our control
That's-
people.
that's what-
That may be what,
that's
but they
what-
don't pick them up
No,
themselves.
no,
Right,
that was my point. Is they don't have a staff
Gotcha.
member that goes out and
Yep.
pass it along probably to us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to pick up, to look at the structure and to pick up some revenue from the services might be something that we need to look
Yeah,
at.
exactly. Yeah. Anything else? You want to take a break then before we have our 10 o'clock one?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll take a 10-minute break. We're at recess.
Be careful. Hey, that's on a friendly, but we go on.
Okay, I've got to bring us back into our regular session. Back in our budget workshop, day 2. Next, we're going to talk to elected official coroner Billy. What's your name? Sims.
See
I
you,
had to
come
get him
right
back.
So, starts on page 33. And on here, you can see that FY25 actual was 183,500. Current amended budget for 26 is 132,000, and the proposed request is 165 for total. We are seeing a need for transports. The cost has increased dramatically, so that's why you see that almost $30,000 increase on technical contract services. We've added a 3% COLA in here for Billy and his deputy Terry. Let's see. That's pretty much it, other than a few inflationary increases and needed supplies.
Billy, why don't you tell us about the transports?
Okay, the transports. We had, hold on just 1 second right here. Y'all don't have this, and I'm so sorry, but since May 1st of last year to date, we've had 96 or 69 cases that had to go to the crime lab. Suspected drug overdoses. I'm not putting my name or my deputy's name on the death certificate, not knowing the cause of death, so they're going to the crime lab. Okay. That's $300 a call down, $300 a call back. They went up on us a pretty good amount, but with gas and everything like it is, I was waiting on it and it happened. The question is, and I've talked to Christian on different occasions, if I take the bodies down, which I'm on salary, if I take the bodies down, I've got to pay one of my deputies to be on call while I'm gone. It's $100 a day to be on call. But if they make a call, they get the $200 that's set forth by ACCG. So they don't get both of them, they get one of the greater. So me and Christian sat down and talked, do we try to get another van? Because I'd have to have another transport van. So that would be the big red van. It's already been shot by a shotgun in Atlanta. Got pepper sprayed going to the crime lab. So luckily nobody was hurt in the van, and we just lost a window. We didn't lose nothing else. I don't mind doing that, but my role as a coroner is I should be in the county taking care of my office. I don't mind going to Atlanta back, but is it going to be cheaper for us to get another vehicle and put our responsibility on the road in case we have a wreck, tear up a vehicle, the wear and tear, the gas, and the pay road to take a body down, or we let the third party do it? That's been doing it ever since I've been coroner. So last year, I think, Christian, you can tell me if I'm wrong, my budget I put into for a budget, and it got cut around $30,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I've just spent $31,400 in transport. So if I hadn't been cut that money, it wouldn't look so bad. But since I've cut that money, it looks like I'm out here just wasting money. But I'm not. So that's where that difference comes in. Most of mine, and it's true, I take in no revenue for the county. And the county has to pay out on me. But I've held this position now going on, 6 years or a little past years. As far as I know, except one complaint that me and you talked about, there wasn't really a complaint. My staff and I have had no complaints on us. We're getting death certificates back the same day.
Yeah.
I mean, we've brought the office up to where it needs to be. Are we where we want to be? No, but we're getting there.
Well, you've got a job that really no one wants you to have to work, but unfortunately, you have a lot to do, and you do it very well.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. I owe it mostly to my staff. If it wasn't for my staff, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be in the ground myself.
Billy, who are you using for your third-party transportation?
Right now, I'm using Cavalry Removal Service.
Okay.
they've done a great job up to this point, and they're still doing a good job. I have another transport company that is like $10 cheaper. They do it for like $2.90. They're okay.
Yeah.
But I just
The
I guess-
reliability is worth the $10.
Sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Calvary, are they based up in Cleveland?
No, Calvary's they're out of Ringo.
Ringo.
Matter of fact, Eric Hudgens is the one that owns it. He worked for Wilson's for years. He had a transport company in Florida for years, sold it, moved up here. I run my campaign on honesty, integrity, and compassion, and I want to keep that. He's a fine Christian man, and all his staff is.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about
Know him well. I worked at Wilson, so I know him. From
exactly,
Wilson's.
and I don't and I don't want to. We've worked hard to have the reputation we have, and I don't want to see it ruined.
What's the biggest obstacle you have?
Well, definitely, I'd like to have more money as the head, and I would like for the Walker County Coroner's Office to be recognized as a full-time position, like the sheriff, the probate judge, Miss Angie Teen, everybody. I'm out here, and when I ask for more money, well, you're part-time. Okay, how do I get full-time? And I don't know the answer to that because I don't.
Have you interacted with other coroner's offices where the coroner's part-time?
Yes, and I've also interacted with the ones that's full-time.
Okay. Are there more full-time than part-time, or is it?
No. Out of, how many counties we got?
159.
59.
Thank you. Probably 40 or 50, but are full-time,
Full-time.
and then the rest of them is by on call
Vast
basis.
majority are
But
part-time.
here's what happens. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I took an office that was failing, and no offense against the guy that was corner. I love him to death. I'd feed him if he said he was hungry. I'd take him out to lunch. I like him. But on the standpoint of a job, it was failing. I took a part-time position as the coroner and made it full-time on part-time pay. When I started, it was $28,000 a year. Thanks to Miss Angie Team, CEO, and the commissioners, I got that up to $49,400. And so, but I'm still part-time. So when you consider part-time, of course, we own a monument shop. That's not, I've had that way before I became coroner. My wife runs it. So that helps payroll. But if I was acting as a part-time and I took a job at Lane Funeral Home, Wilson Funeral Home, I left Moore Funeral Home as a manager, I wouldn't be here. I am so sorry. I am on call, Jimmy Sperling. I don't know him.
Time to hold his water.
But if I had to work someplace else to subsidize income, we wouldn't have this. The office wouldn't be run like it is right now, because I'd be out working somewhere else. So if we get a call and all my deputies working, I'm working, who's going to run the call? And I take pride in honesty, integrity, and compassion. And I won't waver from that.
And just to clarify, your deputy is paid half of yours. That is his.
That is
It has
his
to be-
salary is half of mine. He's the chief deputy. If I'm hospitalized or I'm out of town or if I suddenly lose my life, he'll step up until another election will be held. And gosh, we've had enough elections in the last 6 months. We don't want no good gosh.
Who else is working for you?
Like Terry Robertson is my chief deputy. Bo Pace that works at Wilson Funeral Home, you know Bo. And Neil Brown. Neil Brown is my go-to man during the day. If we have back-to-back calls, right now he's out. He had kidney surgery yesterday morning, or day before yesterday, so he's out for a day or two. But he is my right-hand man during the day because he's a retired pastor, but he don't have a full-time job. So when he takes call for me, he's with me. He's in uniform, ready to go, and then I back him up. We back one another up because I've always has at least two on call at all times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like I heard Chief Hodge yesterday, Walker County is a huge county. And if I'm on Lookout Mountain at Point Park and I run a call and I clear off that call and I've got a heart attack or a wreck over in Eastville now, that's a long haul. Even with lights and sirens to get cleared to run that to run back.
It's a common struggle in all of our departments that are service related like that.
Yeah. It's a huge county to cover. And I just don't want anybody on my record, I don't want to hear somebody say, well, that corner took 2.5 hours to get to my house.
Sure.
Or took 2 hours to get to my house. Or an hour to get to my house. unacceptable.
And what did you say your normal call time on?
Right
On the
now,
scene, about-
we're about 35 to 37 minutes. But some shorter,
I know.
some's longer. That's all 400. And the 400 call volume I'm talking about is every nursing home reports every death to me before that body leaves that funeral home.
Right.
If I feel like that I need to go, I'm going.
Yep.
They have to put a file in my files with a photo, who passed, how long they've been at the nursing home, what was the situation, all that stuff, because the state will call. Every now and then they'll call and they'll say, hey, did you know Mr. John Smith passed away? Well, his family's kind of, yes, the report was gave to me, and I will look into that. But and that's law, they're supposed to report.
Yeah. And your death certificate a time turnaround?
If I say you had a loved one that passed away like last night and you went to the funeral home at 10 o'clock this morning, make arrangements like we are, and they send it to Gabbers, to me, it's automatically sent right back. Within
That's
5
a
to 10
huge
minutes.
thing, because the family's working with that, need the death certificate to be able to get insurance
Yeah.
coverage, and so it's a big thing.
Well, they can't
So-
do anything with that.
Right.
They can't turn off the power. They
Right.
can't do banking. They
Yep.
can't do nothing. And the
Yep.
funeral home can't file for insurance.
Right.
Till
Without death
now, you know as well as I do, you've been in law enforcement. If it goes to the GBI crime lab, it could be months.
Yes.
And every time I go to school, research, and Ashley Garrett that sent me this report, she steps up on the podium. She says, I'm here since before you ever get started. I'm still working on it. Thank you.
Yep.
Because she knows that's going to be my question.
Sure.
And if you've ever been to the crime lab and,
Many times.
they're under a heavy load,
Yes, they are.
workload.
Yes, they are.
I mean,
Christian, what else do you want to tell the board about this particular budget?
I think that last year, like I said, our expenditures were on 183. I think we need to bring this one up. I think this is a budget that is too low at 132.
So the number that's on there is what we're suggesting to the board, or what we will suggest. on
Yes,
the 26th.
165.
The 23rd, okay.
I do have one other thing if I could say. And we got our mortgage this year. And thanks to you, Ms. CEO, I got my office, got it redone. Everything's great. Since we put the mortgage in, my first decedent went in on March the 7th. And as of today, we've had 21 cases in and out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, and that helps me. That helps cut down time. It helps cut down, if I had a wreck at Head River and I had to go all the way to
Yes.
Hutchinson, then the next morning I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go pick that body back up to go to Atlanta. Now they're here.
Yeah.
If the family wants to come and see their loved one before it leaves to the crime lab or cremation, I have it fixed. So me being in the funeral business, I allow them to come in. But it has really helped us
I know we
tremendously.
needed one vent to put in.
One vent, but can I say this? The money, thank the Lord, the money for the morgue, our fingerprint scanners, our new radios, our infrared thermometers, our junk boxes, as we call them, it's got Narcan and everything in. So if we go into a house, we get hooked up with it, we can shoot ourselves aware. All that come from drug opioid money that was gave back from the state. It didn't cost us taxpayers one penny.
That's right. We just had to utilize it.
Yes.
It was there.
Yes.
And we just started utilizing it, and it was
And-
perfect because we did a lot for Billy
Yeah.
out of that one fund.
So thanks to you and all the other commissioners and the state for sending that money back. Hope they keep sending it back. But we're in a time that I wish I never had. I'll be honest with you. I wish I never had to crank my van to go on a call. But unfortunately, that's my job. That's what I was voted in. As 911 says, big boy, you signed up for it. Let's go.
And we appreciate what you do
Yes.
Well,
and your team.
and I appreciate doing it for the people of the county.
I know you have a passion for your job.
Yep. And firsthand, and some of the rest of them in here that
Yeah, you've taken good care of my family several times.
when we go out with love and intention in our heart to do the best we could. Yeah.
What does the board want to ask you else besides this discussion? Nothing else?
When did the morgue go live?
We
For lack of a better word.
March.
March. Yeah, this March. I like that, Randy. That's good.
That's
Well, that's what I thought you said. And when we didn't have a morgue here local, what did it cost the county?
Well,
Langer, is that where the morgue was?
No, we were going to the old Hutchinson morgue, and me and Jimmy Sparling has been lifelong friends, worked together many years on EMS and went to church together and everything. Catoosa County never charged us a dime for using that morgue.
Yeah, they were very gracious.
They were very
in their
gracious
space.
to let us do that. Now, sometimes he would call and say, hey, we got to make some room, and we'd go do whatever we had to do, but they were very good.
Yeah.
Commissioners worked with us. Jimmy Sparling was over that. He said, man, we'll work together. And I gave him the same, I hope this is all right, but if his morgue, of course, at the hospital or something went down, which we don't think that's going to happen, but anyway, if I got room, he can, I think
Yeah,
that's
we
only
would give
fair.
back,
That's only fair
absolutely. Yeah.
to give back.
Actually, the counties work together in multiple ways, as y'all probably well know. That's just a good example of how the counties, I'm talking about Dade, Catoosa, Chattooga would help when they can, but we have a good working relationship with all of our counties.
We do. This
And I
year,
appreciate that.
This year I went to Rome to school, research school, and Neil stayed back. And Neil's like, yeah, I'll cover it. Don't worry about it. But then 3 days before school, Jimmy and all his deputies went to Rome. Me and Terry and Bo went to Rome. And Dade County corner, Miss Gross and her guys went to Rome. So all of a sudden Neil looked in the mirror going, I got Catoosa, Walker, and Dade.
There's nobody.
There's nobody else. And I've been there before. And you just do a lot of praying, Lord.
Hope everything
Lord,
works out.
Lord waits at 5 o'clock in the afternoon
Yeah.
till everybody gets back.
Right. Is it just a 1 day?
No, it's 3 days school.
3 days, okay.
You have to go
Well-
every year. You have to have 24 years of research.
Well, thank you for
24
being prepared. We appreciate that. If there's not anything else, then we'll let you get back to what you do then.
Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Billy.
And thank you. I know you're going out, but thank you for working with me.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to working with you guys
Absolutely.
and Miss Teams
Mhm.
and even you, sir.
Thank
Thank y'all.
See ya. Have a
Uh-huh.
good one.
Thank you, Billy.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Christian, any word from Bailey by chance?
No, not from Bailey or Elena. Elena Floyd with the DA's office is scheduled for 11:30. That would be our next one, so that's a good stretch.
Yeah, it is.
We did reprint revenue, so we could look at that again briefly
Sure.
if y'all want. It actually has the revenue top listed on the left-hand side, so you can see a little bit more in depth of.
I didn't get the reprint.
You have an extra?
Which one? The one
It says
on the general, the one you gave me?
yes. That
Yeah,
one.
okay, okay. I thought it was when you said reprint, it made me
Maybe I have it.
nervous.
What changed on what changed?
This
Okay, thank you.
section right here, it tells you what the revenue is.
Okay, yeah.
The description.
Instead of just
Yeah.
line item number.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, see if I've made any errors just by looking at the numbers. But well, I mean, I may have said something incorrect. We do have the Civic Center is taking a lot more events and doing a lot more activities. So we have seen an increase in those fees. And so under charges for services, which I believe is the third page in this packet. Yes. You can see that at the bottom, there's $23,000 increase there, and then $5,000 for the farmer's market.
Charges for services total. Okay, yeah.
Nope. Okay, yeah. Then let's see what else I changed. Discussed interest revenue, and then other pilot is there.
Is the
I did decrease. Go ahead.
the Mountain Cove on this, or is there a different?
They're a different fund,
Okay.
but their revenue is about 200. I think I have it. It's in this packet.
It's okay. I'll be to skip on it.
It's all good. Were you here during the Mountain Cove yesterday?
No.
Okay. Yeah. 224 for revenue for Mountain Cove.
222.
24, but
How was it?
188 of that is rental. 16,000 is investment interest income, and then 20,000 is for the store.
Okay. Thank you.
Do y'all have any questions about the general fund? I know it's a lot of data to go through. No, sir.
No, but I will have when I have to go
Yes.
through it all.
Yeah, y'all can do that. Feel free to reach back out to me
Yes,
and we
yes,
can
sir.
discuss. But I feel like this is a good representation, a good conservative look at what our revenues need to look like next year.
So we're really just anticipating an increase of 150,000?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's very conservative, but I agree with it.
Yes.
I think we'll do better than that, but
I
we'll see.
think we will too, but I don't want to set up
I
for collecting less.
I agree,
'Cause-
yeah.
Christian, I have two things.
Yes, of course.
One, the commissary
Mhm.
for the sheriff for the jail, the sale of the commissary, where does that revenue come to and where does it go?
So I think they have an inmate. There's an inmate fund. I believe it's 224, which wouldn't be included in this, but there is a commissary. I just saw it. So it's going to be on that same page, third page with Civic Center. It's at the top. So we have detention, correctional services, criminal history,
Mm-hmm.
inmate medical, prisoner housing. I do not see the inmate, and that's going to be, yeah, we have a separate special revenue fund. That's the inmate welfare fund.
And so does the sale of the commissary come to the general fund? The revenue from that goes to the general fund?
Yeah, the commissary,
That's going to a different fund,
yeah.
not general fund.
Okay,
It's a separate fund just for the inmate.
okay.
And it's roughly 75,000
And
in the revenue.
then does that turn around and help pay or
What's the
offset sheriff's
expense?
expenses or?
Yeah, law enforcement administration.
So it pays for the commissary.
So it's net, it should be net.
Yeah.
Whatever they
And
collect and what they sell.
And then I guess that if there's any,
That's all it is. 75.
what's the
revenue.
activity? Can you pull the activity for that one? Just make it larger and see what the FY25 is for that. This is one of the funds that we work up later during the audit because we don't have access to the sheriff's stuff because they're an agency fund, custodial fund, whichever one is the updated term now. But we get that number from the audit and we make a journal entry when they're auditing.
So
And
the actuals are for 2025, 27,000.
in expense, what's the revenue? The revenue is 55. So it probably is generating a fund balance. So it's just growing larger.
Where does that fund live?
I believe it lives under the sheriff's department. They have a few accounts that they manage.
Right. And then also the, let me find it. It's the clerk of court remittance, jail construction and staffing.
Mhm.
See where that's at?
Yes.
So those fees are the fees that come off of fines and court fees.
Mhm.
That specific account, where does that live?
So that goes to the general fund. So we receive, we're budgeting for 60,000. Then when we look at the expenditures on the sheriff's budget, which we'll discuss tomorrow, let me see what page that is. It is going to be 52. So there is a separate sheriff's office building. It's actually on page 50, sorry.
Okay.
It is budgeted at 190,000 in expenditures for a general fund. So we collect 60 and we spend out about 190
Okay.
budget
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, so our system right now, it's set up that all the money from general revenue goes to one packet of money. In the future, when we change our ERP system, what we would like to do is to move those revenues for specific, I guess, departments into their department, so you can kind of see what each department generates. Of course, they're not gonna be all self-sustained because they're not supposed to be a
Right.
general fund, but you will see that correlation more.
Yeah. And that's what I was
Yeah.
looking for.
It's also better for analysis if you're trying to see where your struggle, what really residents are paying for. It's a little bit easier to navigate, but that's not how it was set up. So
Those two funds have always been a conundrum, trying to find out exactly what the what. So
yeah,
that's
same
good
with
that they're gonna.
recreation. We're gonna fix that as well because it will be nice to see like what the recreation department, Sarah's report review, how much they bring and what they spend.
Excellent.
It's just better for analysis of what we have going on.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Are you gonna change it in the current system, or are you gonna change it in the new system?
New system.
That's what I thought.
It's
So
gonna be
we're
nice to
moving
see the
our-
transition.
Financial platform to a new program. Super excited about it.
Yes.
Can't wait to have it. Because this current one's really hard to
Yeah.
do that, what she's
Yeah.
talking we can't do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this,
hopefully it's as easy as paperwork. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love that system.
I think it will be,
It's nice.
mhm.
yes, I think it'll be
Yeah.
I
great.
worked
it'll be
with
great.
it before. It's pretty.
Oh, you've worked with it before? Excellent.
And this, that will also help the public get to things that they might want to look at too.
Sure.
Right now, they can't get into our system. So it'll be transparent and available, not every single thing, because we can't let everything go out, but they can go in there and search and do reporting of their own.
Sure.
So I'm excited about that,
Good.
just from the public view.
And what's the name of the software?
BS&A is the software.
Mhm.
We had a very vigorous RFP process
Oh,
where
I
we
can imagine.
met with multiple vendors. We wanted to make sure we were making the right decision. I've worked with Munis. I've worked with a lot of other softwares. So when we were looking at who to choose, we were very intent on finding something that was in the 21st century.
I have been through that process with the Bureau. We changed to a new reporting system called Sentinel, away from the old system that had been around forever. And when I was in congressional affairs, had to help move that through Congress, and that was quite the struggle. We spent $172 million and then determined that it wasn't going to work.
Oh,
And I had to go with the director up on the Hill to tell Congress that we spent $172 million for something that wasn't going to work. That was not a fun day.
I wouldn't
I
make that
can't
one.
But he was very good at it.
we do not need that here.
No. And then Sentinel ended up costing over $800 million
Oof.
for the system. So
Ours was not that expensive, actually.
So it was
but to say that I've been through you getting these new things and they're always, they look great. It's when does it actually work?
Yeah.
Can my folks actually work this?
Yes.
Because the people that develop it, they know it inside and out, but is it user friendly to someone that's just
That's the
coming
big
in?
key.
Yeah, it's huge.
And
Now, Christian, you did do a survey of the counties too, right? Some counties in Georgia.
yes.
Excellent.
To find out what they use.
Yeah.
And that was helpful in our
Yeah.
paring down of who we were going to look at.
And it's very nice knowing that Annetta was not in the process at all of choosing the RFP. And she says it's an excellent system that she used in the past. So that
I
helps.
work with
That
all
helps.
of them. I work with the New World. I work with the Munis. I work with BSNA. So, and then on the business side with all the other products. So,
Was that Texas or Florida?
Florida
Okay.
and Munis in Texas, Florida, BSNA, and New World.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a really good system. It's very easy to navigate. What I like about it is a lot of things are linked right now. To do any research, we have to go through several different compartments to find. In that system, everything is linked, so you can just click and drill down to things. It's much easier for accountants to research and find out what the
Excellent.
And it was an easy sell because we're going to end up saving $40,000 a year.
Wonderful.
So that's $140,000 upfront cost to save $40,000. So with the upgrade, it's definitely a good ROI.
Yeah.
And to pull away from using having it hosted.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Good. Excellent.
All right. Who's next?
Elena Floyd with the DA, and
In an hour.
she has not responded. I apologize for the huge gap, but I think we go to. Oh,
Uh-oh.
never mind. She has emailed me back and said, "Can we do 10:45?"
Why, yes,
Absolutely.
you can.
So we can break till 10:45.
Let's break again. I got emails I could do too. So
Well,
we're
that's
gonna
why I
take
said
a
we could catch a
15-minute
couple,
break.
catch up
You can join us when
Um,
he wants to.
And Ms. Floyd was pointing out that the updated one that we gave y'all, the numbers are more
Yes.
accurate than this sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and.
Well, let me let them introduce
Oh,
themselves
sure,
first.
sure.
Yeah.
Just for the people watching.
We'll use this copy.
Oh, yeah, let me get us in officially back in, so we are officially back in. You can start if you want, Deanna.
Oh, sure. I'm Deanna Reisman. I'm the acting district attorney.
I'm Lindsay Chapman. I'm the Chief Assistant District Attorney.
And I'm Elena Floyd. I'm the office manager.
And just so everybody's clear, the DA serves 4 counties.
Yes, Dade, Walker, Catoosa, and Chattooga counties.
Very good. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, Christian, take it away.
All right. So if you look at the letter that was passed out there, 4th page here has the 4 circuits or the circuits for the 4 counties split up, and the total portion for Walker is $1,049,335.84. And so we pay around 38%,
I think y'all are 38.3.
38.3, with Catoosa being 38.4.
Mm-hmm.
Back in, I think it was 2020, the DA moved from Walker County to Catoosa, so they handle their personnel and we reimburse Catoosa County.
That's right.
And the payments are based on population, is that right?
That's right. Yes.
The
The
2020,
percentage of population.
Right.
Yeah.
the census in 2020 is why we had the change. Right.
When are they going to do another census? Does anybody know?
2030?
10 years. Every 10, yeah.
2030.
Okay. All right, thank you, sorry.
This is an increase of $187,335.84 to our current budget for the new fiscal year.
So thank y'all for giving us the opportunity to come and talk to you guys. Just wanted to talk a little bit about why there's an increase, and then of course answer any questions that you guys have about that. So we did attach a letter with the spreadsheet that kind of outlines what the increase is relating to. And so the increase is primarily from personnel costs. So for those of you who may not know, we have attorneys and support staff on our payroll who are state paid by the state of Georgia. And then we also have attorneys and support staff who are paid by the counties. And we try to put our higher level attorneys on the state payroll because those people are, taking in a higher salary. But we pay our attorneys based on what the state pay scale is. So for this year, the state of Georgia increased the pay scale for attorney positions. And it's really important to us to be able to maintain parity between county paid employees and the state paid ADAs. So part of the increase is related to the new pay scale that the state set forth for the attorney positions. The state also came out with a new pay scale for non-attorney support positions. And we have included that in the budget as well because we do like to maintain parity between all the staff members in the office if we can. And I think that's pretty common throughout the state is that especially for the attorneys, that the county paid attorneys are making the same amount as the state paid attorneys. And so that's why it's really important for us to maintain that parity because we want to retain especially highly qualified attorneys. We also hired in an attorney that has substantial experience. He's been practicing law for over 10 years. And so he came in higher on the pay scale than his predecessor. So that also contributed to the increase. And we also have some part-time staff members that we are continuing to try to fund, and we included that in the budget as well. We are down 2 ADAs currently. We have hired someone who is out of law school. We hope to start in August, and he's supposed to be doing appeals. So he's coming in at the bottom of the pay scale, but we also have one additional attorney position that we have not filled, but we did include that in the budget because that is our hope to fill it, and that's the 16th attorney position. Am I leaving anything else out? Okay.
Supplements, will you explain that to us?
Sure. So, and this kind of goes back for several years. All counties in our surrounding area, so I'm talking about Whitfield, Rome, Gordon, Bartow, basically competitors for us in terms of attorneys.
they all pay their attorneys supplements, and that's in addition to what the state pays. And so we instituted that several years ago because we were losing an inordinate amount of attorneys to surrounding areas. I think we lost 3 to Whitfield. We lost 1 to Gordon County. We lost a couple to the Atlanta area. We lost 2 to a work from home program in Fulton County. And that was because we couldn't maintain a competitive pay scale with their surrounding areas. So we asked for the supplement several years ago, and they're comparable to what other circuits are doing. And I'm talking about Whitfield and Rome. And that was to stop us from losing staff members. It is so hard to train ADAs, and it basically takes about 5 years to fully train an ADA where that person can be in the courtroom and trying serious cases. And so there was a period about 5 years ago where we were at 50% of our capacity for ADAs, and it was really hard for us to be able to function as an office. And so since we've instituted those supplements, we've greatly been able to increase staff retention.
So and I'm not arguing, just for the sake of discussion. If the state raised the annual salary base for lawyers, is the supplement still necessary?
So it is, in our opinion, because everyone else around us is still doing the supplements. And so the state pay scale, even though it's raised, that's pretty much considered the minimum throughout the state. Every other county, every other circuit in our surrounding area is still doing their supplements. So if we don't include the supplements, people can just go somewhere else like they were and make more money.
And I'll just add, these supplements are very baseline. A lot of circuits statewide don't have to comply with the state pay scale. They actually do more. So it's the reverse. All of their higher paid ADAs or staff are on a county budget because they give them, it's an exorbitant amount above the state paid scale. So really, as Mr. Osmond said, the state pay scale is essentially the minimum across the state. And with these supplements, which we appreciate and are grateful for, they do allow us to give a little bit of a supplement or incentive for attorneys to seek us out here. However, when you look across the state, they're not even comparative to what, and not even talking in metro areas, just, more rural areas. Right. So this is merely just to remain step one competitive and hope to retain these
And they have full benefits, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question. I may be remembering this wrong from Whitfield County, but when the DA gets a supplement, does the public defender have to get the same supplement as well?
I don't currently know. And I will say the way they have structured the DA pay scale coming out that's starting in 2027, correct me if I'm wrong. In 2027, the DA position will not be eligible for any more than a $6,000 county supplement because they've increased that pay. State supplement, thank you. So starting in 2027, the DA will not be eligible for that supplement anymore. But
the state one, but you'll still be eligible for the county.
We will not. The DA position, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. But to answer your question, I really don't know about the unless you do. I don't.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
We haven't met with Jad, so I'll ask him.
Okay. He would know.
Yeah, he would.
Sure.
Maybe don't tell him about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll look at it and see if it's there.
So your total salaries for your office is
It looks like it's
1.65
on page 2
with supplements.
with supplements.
It's the 2.
it's a 2.
So 2.5.
Look down here at the
2
bottom.
That
2.2.
Yeah, we're just adding these two.
This
This
that's
is
a lot of staff.
healthcare
Let's see.
and benefits too.
Okay, yes.
2.5.
That's 2.5.
2.5.
That's with benefits.
And that's divided by 4 counties.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So how many people total is paid with that 2.5 million?
I believe we have a total of 33, or will come August, 33 full-time employees and 3 part-time employees. And of course, some of our state paid employees are not listed. They all get supplements, but they are on the state payroll. So
They're all listed on.
they're all listed on the bottom.
And the bottom section on this is where the state paid employees are. So, those people are paid and get benefits, healthcare benefits from the state.
And then Catoosa is paying for all the benefits up here. We're just reimbursing.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And as you can see, the personnel cost is obviously the majority of
Mhm.
our budget.
Oh, yeah.
We generally don't ask for more. We try to stay conservative. I mean, the goal is to make payroll and use the supplies that we need to maintain the office. We try not to come in and ask for extra
And
positions
benefit.
we aren't using or extra
Right.
things we're not doing.
And the benefit to having all of these people is it moves cases faster through the court system. So that I learned that several years ago
Yeah.
too. So when you didn't have the staff, things were bottlenecking in the court system for all the counties.
Absolutely. And, we maintain a full-time office here with full-time staff in Walker County. In Walker County, we have trials in November and May. And then if they add any special court dates, we bring in additional staff from the other counties so that we can have the maximum amount of attorneys we can afford to have here during trial term. And I think that does help alleviate the costs with the jail and things like that. So we are very cognizant of being able to do that.
Absolutely.
How many cases on average do you guys handle in a year?
So I will tell you, I wrote it down for what we had in May in Walker County. There were 318 cases on the May trial calendar. So
Does that stay pretty consistent?
I've seen it in 500s before.
Okay.
yes,
that's what I was-
yes. 300. That's a really good number for us.
Yeah.
We do try to plea cases out throughout the year and resolve things with a non-jury disposition throughout the year. So this 300, it's probably average, but that's really good for us.
It shows we've been working throughout the
Yes.
prior 6 months.
Right.
During COVID, I think some of our calendars had 800. Of course, when we weren't having
I
court
know.
over the 2
Yeah.
years, but we really try to stay efficient and move cases quickly throughout the 6-month terms. So really what's left are either your trials or just cases we've not been able to resolve.
And we did seven trials.
I know.
We were busy.
So
For those watching, those in the room that have not worked with the DA's office as closely as I have over the years, they're phenomenal. They work some of the hardest, most difficult cases that you can imagine, and some that you can't imagine. And the attorneys that work there are extremely professional. Especially, are you talking about Cannon? Is that who you brought in? That you said was who?
Well, one of them.
One of them.
One of them,
He's
yes.
phenomenal.
He is. Yeah, he tried two
Yes,
major
he's
cases in
phenomenal.
Walker County.
And it's trying to get the talented individuals to come up here, and away from Atlanta and away from Fulton County or Alpharetta, wherever they can make much more money, to come because the cases are no more or less difficult here than they are there. We need the talented people, and you guys do a great job. And having been involved with you guys for a long time now, it's phenomenal, and I appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
The last page is drug forfeiture account.
Yes.
Can we explain about that? And what is that money used for? Well, how do you get it? What the whole process?
Sure. The way we get it is when an agency within our judicial. So this is representative in the entire judicial circuit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when an agency that operates within our judicial circuit makes an arrest, and there is a forfeiture of either funds or most of the time it's associated with drugs. So drug proceeds, people that have assets that are the product of drug sales. The arresting agency in certain cases can seize that money, vehicles, firearms, etc. And we initiate a civil forfeiture to get that property. It doesn't go directly to us. It goes to whatever agency seized it. But if we do have a successful forfeiture of seizure funds, we get 10% of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this what that represents from last year?
Well, this is not what we brought in last year. This is the 110,000 is
We've got our
okay.
The increase
expenditures and the increase,
Okay.
and then our total amount on hand. Yes.
Yes.
So do y'all get to use that money in your in-house somehow, like for expenses or something, or what's your?
We have, Alina can probably answer that a little bit easier, but
The amount last year that we spent, the expenditures, the 40,000.
Yeah.
One of those was for a vehicle for Miss Chapman.
Oh, okay.
So we did purchase a vehicle
Great,
for
okay.
use to take
That
money
makes
away
sense.
from our travel budget, and any
Mhm.
travel that she does for the year, because she's a state employee, it is reimbursed back to the counties, which puts money back into our travel budget.
Right.
So that was the purchase for a car for the chief,
Okay.
and the another significant amount we pay some of our bar dues for our attorneys out of it,
Okay.
and then we also did some in-house training last year,
Okay.
and so the rest of the money we spent last year was for
Great.
in-house training.
Go get more forfeiture.
Oh, absolutely. Great program.
Yes, that is a good program.
And there are strict rules on what we can use this money
That's
for,
what I
but
figured.
but we try when we can to offset costs by
Yeah.
using forfeiture.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's great.
absolutely.
Okay. And vehicles are usually a big purchase,
Sure.
so that's great that that's an extra
Absolutely.
fund that is there to use for that.
How many vehicles does the office have?
okay.
And I guess since you represent all counties, it's all within.
Sure. We have different types of vehicles. So Ms. Chapman and I each have a vehicle that we are able to take home. And again, like she was saying, that
We have
the
6 total,
6 total vehicles, and
and then
those
2 state vehicles, so we
Yeah.
have a total of 8.
yeah, and the state vehicles are vehicles that employees can use when they're traveling between the counties, and so those costs are attributed to the state as well.
So you got a few that they run the counties, and then a number that's take-home vehicles for the.
For people that basically have a larger travel budget, so she and I go to all 4 counties. If we didn't, our travel budget just from gas reimbursements for a personal vehicle would be more because we go to
Oh, yeah.
all 4 counties all the time. So people that are in a similar role travel a lot, have a take-home vehicle.
And 2 of those are our investigators that
Yes.
travel the whole state, picking up witnesses and victims from the airports that can't come to court. They also work all 4 counties, so
Mhm.
2 of those vehicles belong to the investigators.
What else do you want to ask? What else do you want to know? It's a very interesting
I can bring up,
process.
so we have victim witness. Isn't there some revenue that comes in for VOCA?
We have a VAP account.
VIP, yep.
And the only thing that we use that money for is a portion of our salary. If you'll look on your employee spreadsheet, next to the last column there, shows the amount of revenue, the one that says VOCA and VAP. That's revenue that is coming into us from the state or from the fund. 18,000 of that fund that comes in is paying Jordan Thomason's part of her salary, comes out of that money. That is not a cost to the counties. That's where we use the money for. In the last several years, that was at 13,000. We've increased it to 18,000 to take an additional 5,000 off of the counties.
Perfect.
Can I circle back to the non-attorney positions and the new pay scale?
Sure.
So in your memo, you talk about step increases. Is that including a COLA as well, or just the increases that the state employed or implemented for the?
It's just putting those non-attorney support positions on the state pay
Okay,
scale.
okay.
Yes. So that was the only thing that we did. Initially, we had talked about possibly doing a step, but then they released the new pay scale, and we said we'll just
Okay.
put everyone where they should be on
I got
the
you.
pay scale that
The
was
salary
released.
adjustment.
Yes.
According to the state regulars. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe that's the difference in the budget you had and the one we submitted. And insurance.
Yes.
We had initially put in a step for all of our employees in anticipation of this new pay scale. We just didn't have the totals at the time.
Gotcha.
And since
Then you
we
got it.
submitted, we got the totals, and and then the increase in insurance
We
is
found out
reflective of what
yesterday.
we just passed out this morning.
We
Okay,
found
so-
out yesterday there was an increase to the employer portion of health insurance
Mhm.
from Catoosa County. We just found out yesterday, so that's the other
Yeah.
addition. The dental insurance did not change, so those totals stayed the same.
Anything else, Christian?
Nope.
Anything from the board or elect?
That's great.
Okay. Is there any last words y'all want to say? Last words.
Thank y'all for coming early.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So much.
Thank y'all for the job y'all do.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate y'all
Yeah.
very much for
Deanna, you're the acting,
Yes.
of Clay is gone.
Clay's gone.
How How do you become the district attorney? How does that process work?
Well, so the governor is presumably going to make an appointment at some point. I will say Lindsay and I have both put in for it. So, yeah, we're just kind of waiting on the governor to make a decision.
And out of curiosity, just because, like I said, you both of y'all have put in for it.
Sure.
Would it be between you two, or could the governor appoint whoever he wants, or would it just be between the people that's basically put all the on? I'm just curious how that works.
No, there's other people that have put in
Yeah,
for it
okay,
as
so it's
well.
a pool
So
and-
yeah, it's basically whoever the governor
got you.
wants to appoint.
And that's to fill out the term.
Yes, that's to fill out
That's fill
Clay's
out
term,
term.
which expires in 2028.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lengthy application process,
Yes.
interview.
Yes.
I was familiar with it when, before Clay got his position. I can't think, it seemed like
Judge Art. Oh,
it changed so much.
Mhm.
And then I'm familiar with that process.
Yes.
Good luck to both of
Well,
them.
thank you. Yeah. We both just want what's best for our office.
Yeah.
And we'll support each other or whoever
Yeah.
is appointed.
that's great.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to Dade County or wherever you're going today.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for your time.
Thank
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Y'all have a good rest of your day.
You too.
I believe that was our last presentation, but we need to recap,
Yeah, we can
before we
recap
break.
anything. Do y'all have any questions about?
Well, I want to tell them that tomorrow we're meeting with the other counties about this budget.
Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Friday, yeah,
On the rest of our
tomorrow.
week.
Friday.
Friday, so I don't know what the other county's gonna do.
We're at the mercy, at Catoosa's mercy on this. And other than, talking to the Catoosa and saying, they set the salaries and, last year there was a request for $200,000 increase and we went back and forth and we approved our budget before Catoosa approved theirs. Catoosa changed theirs at the last minute to cut,
Yeah,
kind
they
of
told me
reduce.
they were gonna put it in their budget and then they didn't.
So we
And I
had to
already
do.
asked for it from y'all.
We had to do a change in our budget amendment back in March to bring us back down to what Catoosa approved because that's closer to accurate.
So we don't know what they're gonna do tomorrow. So if I have to guess, they're not gonna wanna pay this total amount that they have asked for. But we'll see.
But that'll be split between the four counties.
Yeah, but Chattooga and Dade are so tiny that they just, it really hardly affects them. Yeah,
Well, I mean, I know that's what's the sad part. They think
I know.
but they get the same services.
They do.
It's, here again, it's kind of
Yeah. So we'll definitely next Friday, 2 Fridays from now, when we have our special call meeting.
The
when we-
26th,
when
June
we
26th, yeah.
So present this to y'all. We will tell you details from that meeting on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll also talk to the public defender.
Yes, we
Yeah, we
will
got
talk.
Chad
That's right.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on Friday he'll be at the meeting as well because
Yes.
he's same situation, all four counties.
Right. Okay. Anything else you want to recap on? Y'all have any questions specifically you want to ask?
I'm excited about the new system that's coming in, the accounting system that's coming in. I know that's going to be
Yeah, very
a
excited.
big help. Good changes.
Yeah.
Good changes.
Mhm. Okay. Well, if there's nothing else to talk about, we'll keep us.
Okay.
We are adjourned.
All right.